Hey guys, so welcome to the part 2 of this flight to San Francisco. At this point we are approaching our top of descent in a few nautical miles. With that said, we have selected our expected runway and the approach, which is the ILS runway 28 right. We will be using the star BDEGA3 with Milbeck transition, and again so that's what I've selected right now. This can change. I haven't received that this from directly from the ADC, so we will wait on the ADC, which is the FSHUD, to actually give us the final instructions, but as of right now, to actually make sure that we are not arriving the end of route, I have actually inputted our temporary approach and star selections. Okay, so at this point we don't, again, we'll wait until the top of the descent, but actually we can go ahead and do our descent checklist, which is, we'll do our recall, which is good. Notes will assume it's all good. Brakes will set to 1. Data, landing data, we can go into init ref and select the flaps 30, which is okay, and approach briefing completed. We are instructed to reset the MCP altitude by the FMC, so I'm going to go ahead and set this down to 27,000 feet. If you go onto the legs page, we'll see we are supposed to be above 29,000, so we'll actually set it to 29,000. That will be our first. Okay, so we have received our official instructions to with the arrival, which is the ILS approach 28 right and Resti 1 from our ADC. So we'll go ahead and just verify we actually selected the right one. So it's the ILS 28 right, which is good, but it's the Resti 1 and Orca, so we'll select that. And at this point we should be going direct Orca, which is not the case, so we're going to look at this. Okay, there you go. So we'll go direct Orca, make a left turn, and we are also clear to flight level 17,000. Sorry, not flight level 170. So we'll go ahead and put that in the MCP. Alright, so one more thing that we need to take care of is the decision height, which is in this case 200 feet for the runway that we are landing, which is basically 28 right for this case. So to input the decision height, we are going to go ahead and click the reset button, and put it this way. So hold it, click and hold it, and then drag it. That's the fastest way that I can. Alright, so we have our instructions to descend to 9,000 feet, and we are also kind of over speeding, so we will just drag our speed brakes a little bit out. And we have crossed our transition altitude, so we are going to go ahead and set the altimeter.
Traffic.
And we'll turn on the seatbelt signs as well. And we are crossing 10,000 feet, so we have turned on our landing lights. We are still applying a little bit of speed brake because of our speed here. It's trying to get to 240 knots. And after ZS, which is at 9,000 feet, we should be getting our vector clearance to Seppen or Keppen, and we should then be lining up for our localizer. So the one thing to verify at this point also is if we go into the nav radio, we'll see our localizer and the course for ILS, which is the ILS frequency, and the course, which is 111.7 and 284. And again, if you look at the charts, we actually see 1.1.284, which is great. Alright, so we did receive instructions to right turn right heading 260. And there's our second instruction to 275. We'll complete our approach checklist, which is nothing but the altimeter. And we'll bring up our landing checklist at this point as well. Alright, so as we approach our next waypoint, we are going to go ahead and arm the localizer, and we'll switch to manual speed and bring down our speed to 220 knots. So upon looking at the weather, we have a 10 nautical mile as our visibility, which is not that great, but should be fine. Alright, so we can engage our approach. Don't want to miss that. And we'll bring down our speed to 180. So based off the approach ref, we are supposed to be at 139 knots at our landing. I will go with flaps 1. So we'll go VREF plus 5, which is 139. That's 138. So 141.
2500.
We can go ahead and get our landing gear down. And flaps 2. Flaps 5, I mean. Now we'll go ahead with flaps 15. We'll arm the speed brakes. And our ADC should, yeah, it's actually telling us to continue approach.
United 1246, contact San Francisco Tower, 120.5. 120.5, United 1246.
I'll go flaps 30. And at this point, we can turn on the taxi lights, since we have cleared to land. And we'll disconnect our autopilot, which is basically this button here to click twice.
San Francisco Tower, Alaska 3062, request cross runway 28 left, 10 right. United 1246. 246. Continue approach. Continue approach. United 1246. United 2123. Wind 047 degrees at 3 knots. Runway 28 left. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 28 left. Cleared for takeoff. United 3123. United 19 at 9 at 7. Cross runway 19 at right. 0 on left. Wind vacated. Contact ground 121.8. Cross runway 19 at X. 0 on left. Wind vacated. Contact ground 121.8. United 19 at 9 at 7. United 1246. Go around. Going around. United 1246. Alaska 2062. Cross runway 28 left. United 1246. Expect ILS. Approach. Runway 28 right. Expect ILS. Approach. Runway 28 right. United 1246.
50. 30.
United 1246. Turn left heading 220. Climb and maintain 3000. Left heading 220. Climb and maintain 3000. United 1246.
We have our reversers up and the spoilers are up as well. Reversers disengage.
Heading 175. Left heading 175. United 1246. United 1246. Turn right heading 065. Right heading 065. United 1246.
Alright, so at this point we're just going to wait here, stop, and clean up the aircraft, which is turn off the auto brakes, get the spoilers up, flaps up. Alright, so now that we have our spoilers down and flaps up, we can actually go ahead and turn off the landing lights, strobe lights also. Actually, we'll leave the strobe lights on because we still have to cross the runway here. We'll turn on the APU as well, and we'll turn off the flight directors. Alright, so at this point we are taxiing to gate G3, which is basically on the other side of that building there, and we can go ahead, turn off the taxi signs, I mean the taxi light, and this is going to be our final turn of this flight. And with that, we will set our parking brakes. We'll shut off the hydraulics, the fuel pumps, window heat, and our APU is already running. We'll cut off the engines.
Boarding requested.
Turn off the beacon lights, and if we go into our checklist, we see everything is completed. parking brake mark it as set. And with that, we have completed our very first PMDG 777 flight. I hope you all enjoyed the flight as much as I did creating this content. And please leave comments, subscribe, like. Let me know if there's anything specific you would like to watch on this channel.